Jaylen, toward the end of the fourth, you kind of slammed your towel near the bench. It was a frustrating night. I mean, what happened out there? Why weren't you able to get the offense going? And it seemed like when you were able to get over the hump and you kind of lost, just got discouraged.
Yeah, I think that they came out and outplayed us from start to finish for the most part. We got out to a decent start, but, they outplayed us. No energy. They got more shots than we did. We walking the ball at the floor every possession. We just didn't have the enthusiasm tonight. Just kind of going through the motions as a unit.
Why was that coming off such a big win Wednesday?
Not sure. But, we got to be better. And we know that, and tonight was a poor example of that. We didn't come out with the right energy, and we got beat.
Jaylen, what are last game aside, it's kind of been a quiet stretch for you guys based on compared to what preceded it. What ways do you think you're missing Marcus out there right now?
I think Marcus is bringing energy to the game. He brings pace to the game, gets easier shots, easier looks. For our guys, and defensively he has that tenaciousness that gets us going, picks us up in games like this. That kind of helps us get over the hump and get wins.
And you guys are you're down 20, come back and cut it to 1. Usually at home the crowd's into it again. You guys usually can complete those. What do you think made it that you guys were unable to complete?
Started the fourth, and that group to start the fourth. We missed some shots early with some decent looks, but they just dominated us on the defense end. We didn't get stops. They got offensive rebounds. They made some shots. They got it going. They went on a run, and we didn't answer. And I think that started that fourth quarter. Once we cut it to 1, that was the kind of the game, and we got to be ready to go. Usually that group is really good to start the fourth and put pressure on the team, but tonight that wasn't the case.
Jaylen, Joe comes in here and says kind of these buzzwords in terms of like fragility, humility, all those things. I guess when you look at game 1 against these guys back in December and now, I guess how do you interpret Joe's words in terms of how you can kind of use them and kind of going forward?
Just mindset and mentality. You got to be able to get up for games and come out and match other team's energy. And tonight, it just didn't happen. We play well in stretches. We just didn't play way too slow. They got way more shots than us, and they dictated the game. I think we could have ran a lot more, played a little bit faster, got some more shots, but that didn't happen tonight.
Jaylen, despite all that, in the third quarter, you guys had about 5 different possessions where you could have tied or taken the lead. And when you're going through a game like this, does that influence the ability to get over the hump where you've come back from 13 down and you have these opportunities where in the past maybe you would cash in on those, but in this one you just couldn't?
Yeah, you just keep playing basketball. A 20-point lead, early in the game is not what it used to be. To be able to come back, we cut the deficit in a short amount of time. It was coming into the fourth quarter, it was a tie game with a bunch of basketball left to play. So we knew we could get back into the game as we did. It was just a lack of energy, I would say, tonight. And for whatever reason, it was just no energy.
Why is it that in some games, when you start with no energy, there's something that you can find in the middle of it, and why is it that sometimes you can't find it in the game?
It's every game has its own story, and other times we depend on guys to come off the bench to lift us up and stuff like that. Some days it's Malcolm, some days it's Peyton or Grant, whomever. We just didn't get enough tonight, and we just got to be better going forward. We got to find ways. As a leader, I got to find ways to help get my team going. Sparked a little bit. The spark wasn't there, and Phoenix seemed like they wanted it more than us, and they came out and won. It just seemed like we was going through the motions. And when that happens, everything becomes, more pressure. and we should just be playing, flying around. But we took our foot off the gas.
Thank you, Jaylen.